Mr. Waifo, Hannibal Waifo, President of the African Bar Association, joins us via telephone. Mr. Waifo, you've been listening to the conversation. Mr. Ondowe believes that the NJC is doing what it ought to do, but the executive is not playing its own part in ensuring that the judiciary is cleaned up and allowed to work effectively. Do you agree with that?
Well, to a large extent, I think the gentleman, my colleague there, is making some very good points. And I believe that the issue of passing the blame from one person to the other, or from one arm of government to the other, is the bane of our society. Instead of us to face the reality on ground, we keep passing the buck. Unfortunately, that is what is happening. Everybody is discharged and acquitted. Everybody is pointing a finger, accusing finger at everybody. And yet the billions have been stolen, and yet the government is not working properly. Criticism and patriotism and all kinds of religious sentiments have all cropped in, and the country is not up for it. I believe that the judiciary, what has happened in the country within the last few years, is an eye-opener. I want to believe that over the years, we've glossed over some of the happenings in the judiciary, which we also have dealt with very quietly but decisively by the arm of government. Started with that is the NJC. Unfortunately, we didn't, the present Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onore, is now trying to tackle this thing. So they are now putting the house in order and being decisive about it. I don't think we should blame the executive or anything. I think we should blame our system, the system of selection of judges, system of selection of judicial officers, system that allows anything to go on in the judiciary under the guise of independence, the system that allows everything to go on under the executive, under the guise, under the excuse of independence, a system where the legislator behaves the way he likes, they allocate money, to allocate funds to himself, and decides what he does with the funds under the guise of independence is a big problem for us. These are the people to agree.
Mr. Waifo, if I may come in here, are you saying that what we have now, where judges, their homes are raided, that their privacy is raided, they are now allowed to carry on with the cases they have on their plates because maybe one or two petitions were put before the public court, and then the entire system is somewhat disrupted because we're trying to clean out the system? Are you saying this is the best way to go right now?
The truth of the matter is that the truth of the matter is that a lot of issues that have taken place, the revelations that have gone on, may be have been technically dismissed or technically thrown out, but the reality on ground is that our judicial system is not working properly. The issues at stake is whether these things happen. I do not imagine, for instance, why somebody will have to prove that the money, some funds were ill-gotten, why the person himself that is involved in the scandal is obviously living above his means or her means. And then, of course, where judges and magistrates start to build 1 billion naira worth of houses, where they start to travel at the expenses of lawyers, where they have to go on medical treatment at the expenses of lawyers who appear before them, that doesn't sound nice in the ears of the masses who are supposed to be the recipients of the hope of the last hope of the common man. So I believe that the exposition of what is going on is good for democracy. That is what the Freedom of Information Act is all about. That is what...
Oh dear.
We lost him there.
Well, Mr. Ondowe, let's look at some of the corruption cases. People are getting increasingly worried that government has not been able to successfully prosecute any of these cases. And they're all staring at the judiciary and wondering why. Oscar, did you hear me?
Well, I was hearing you, and then it cut off a little bit.
Yeah, people are wondering why government hasn't been able to successfully prosecute any of these corruption cases.
Well, for you to succeed, you see, we have accusatorial process system of government. In other words, everybody is presumed innocent until proven guilty. And if it's criminal, you must prove beyond reasonable doubt. Now, so when you have prosecutors, first of all, our process of investigation, a lot of us don't even know. These are things that are going on the ground. How well trained are these investigators? Why is it difficult for anybody investigating, particularly matters that will come to the public? Why is it difficult for them to attach a lawyer to that investigator? So that way the lawyer will say, look out for this, be able to get this, because these are the things that will fly in court. They won't do that. The policeman or whoever it is will do whatever he feels like doing in between his own personal problems. At the end of the day, he will pass the thing on to the prosecutor and say, oh, God, we've done a wonderful job. This man is a thief. And then, of course, they rush to the press. So the people get involved. Oh, they've called him a thief. Nigerians feel things are not working. So the minute you say somebody has stolen money, it must be true. That's why things are not working. Nothing stops me from saying you, because I saw you driving a good car, you have stolen money. Everybody will believe. And then tomorrow, I cannot prove it in court. They say, this judge has messed up. And that's exactly what is going on. So the question you asked, you said, how come we're not having successful prosecution? Laziness, ineptitude, incompetence, period, of prosecution, not the judiciary. You don't make a case, you have proven your case, you've done a good job, and then even if you lose, you go on appeal until you get to the Supreme Court. And I can tell you a number of those who are losing those cases, the judges are not stupid, who are losing those cases at court of first instance, they will lose on appeal, they will lose at the Supreme Court. Why? Because you're not bringing all the materials you should bring to the table.